On the court, all stars make assists look easy. Behind the back, no look, or off the backboard, they're dropping dimes nonstop. That's how we feel about coverage and savings. Combine your home and auto with State Farm and start your own assist highlight reel. After all, even all stars need an assist. Call agent Paul Downing for help combining your home and auto and enjoy the savings. Dial 219-884-6947. That's 219-884-6947 or visit www.pauldawning.com. Good afternoon, and welcome to the 800 Credit Score Man Show. I am your host, Kevin King. He is I, and I am him, the 800 Credit Score Man himself. And again, thank each and every one of you for listening to the 800 Credit Score Man Show. Do me a favor and share the show. Not only share the show, I want you to like the show. And I want to see how many likes I can get this week. So please like the show. I would truly, truly appreciate it. So again, thank you guys for coming in and listening to the show. This week, what are we talking about? This week is called Spring Cleaning. It's spring cleaning time, the credit edition. So we're going to talk about your credit, cleaning it up a little bit, talk about some collections as well, and some things that you may not know when it comes to your collection. So that's what we're going to discuss today. So before I get into the show, I'll be so ready to jump in. Before I get into the show, let me give a couple of shout outs. I got to shout out Darius King. That is my great nephew, you guys. His birthday is going to be tomorrow on the 18th. So happy birthday to you, Darius. I got to say happy St. Patrick's Day to all the St. Patty people out there. So happy St. Patrick's Day. Please drink responsibly and be careful out there. And I want to give a shout out to my cousin, Sonora King, whose birthday is on the 19th of this month. So happy birthday to you all and happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody. All right, so let's jump into this just a little bit about this whole spring cleaning notion. So if you listen to me at all or talk to you about collections and how to deal with those collections, I want to delve into that a little bit today. And why am I doing it today? And why am I talking about spring cleaning? Well, spring is around the corner. People always say it's on the 20th, or some people say it's the 21st. I picked the 20th, so Tuesday the 20th, I'm saying it's the start of spring. So, you get to cleaning stuff. You get to cleaning your house. You get to cleaning your garage out. Maybe you clean your car or whatnot after going through a rough winter. So we're going to talk about cleaning up your credit as well. And I'm bringing it up now because if you have listened to me at all talk about collections, one of my strategies when it comes to collections and trying to get rid of them or lessen the amount that you have to pay is to go ahead and contact your collection agency, the collection agency that is collecting on you for a particular debt, to contact them at the end of a quarter. Well, there's January, February, and March. So we're in March now, and this is an opportune time for you to go ahead and talk to your collection agency if you're actually going to pay them, and you're going to pay them by the end of March. So I want you to contact them. Now, why in the world would I say that? If you're going to contact them at all because you want to clean your credit up, it's a good time to do so because it is the end of a quarter. At the end of a quarter, then they may be a little more lenient with you, and it's simply because it's absolutely the end of a quarter. So these people that collect on you, of course, they do make a hourly wage, but they also may have some kind of incentive. They may have a bonus structure on how many accounts they collect on, or maybe they have a bonus structure depending on how much money they collect from the individuals that they call on. So this is at the end of a quarter, and any good salesperson is going quarter by quarter. Any good business person looks at their business quarter by quarter to see how well they have done and what do they need to do. And you evaluate your goals at the same time. So you may get lucky to call and talk to somebody at the collection agency that is on the cusp of making a very good bonus. They may be on the cusp of moving to the next level, and they need to get you to pay that account, and they need to get you to do it now. Now, it seems like It may be in their benefit when it's this kind of situation, but it's actually not. It's in your benefit because you hold a little bit of power in this because they want to get your money and they want to clear this account right away. So that's why I like for you to call at the end of a quarter. So you're talking March, June, and then in September as well. And then, of course, in December. December may not be as great for you because you have things going on with the holidays and you may spend a little more money and not have any money to pay collections off at that time. But March, you've got your taxes, right? So you have the opportunity to go ahead and do that. So that's why I want you to go ahead and contact your collection agency. Now, be careful when you contact them. If you're making a phone call with them, start that dialogue. I do not want you to promise to pay anything until you actually are able to pay. Because here's the trick bag that you may find yourself in. If you call them and promise to pay, make arrangements to pay, and then you don't do so, that could start your clock over. Now, what am I talking about when I say start your clock over? You should know by now that collections stay on your credit report for 7 years. Sometimes 7 years and 180 days. 180 days, that's 6 months. So 7 years and 6 months, they can stay on your credit report. And so what can happen is, and that's from the date that you started, that you stopped paying. So if you stopped paying in January of 2015, then that's when your clock started. Now, if you were to go ahead and just ad hocly make payments here and there, you paid in January 2015, you paid again in June 2015, what have you, your clock starts over each time you do that. So you want this off of your credit report as soon as possible. So you want to make sure that you know when your clock started. So that's why I say you got to make sure that you don't admit to anything. You don't want to acknowledge that it's your debt, and you absolutely don't want to make a promise to pay because they can use that against you to start your clock over. And it would be a shame if you say your account was 5 years old and then you called and you made this mistake and they started your clock over. So now it's already been on your credit report for 5 years. Then you got to add another 7 years to it. So it'll be on your credit report for 12 years total. That's not what you want to do. So make sure you're careful when you call them and speak to them about that when you're trying to make arrangements to pay them. Now, when it comes to negotiating, I've told you guys time and time again, I don't care how much money you owe them. You need to offer them a lower amount. Offer them a lower amount. I always use an example of you owe them $800, then you need to tell them I can pay you $200. If you tell them I can pay you $200, they may laugh at you, they may scoff at you, and they'll say there's no way we'll take $200 for this particular account. However, you just never know. So throw it out there. I know some people don't like dealing in negotiations. People don't like going to buy cars or deal with negotiations when it comes to buying a home. But it's definitely in your best interest to go ahead and make that offer out there. And when I say make the offer, say whatever amount you're going to say and shut up. Simply that. Just say what you're going to say and be quiet. Let them come back and start talking to you. Because if as a sales tactic, oftentimes what will happen, they'll be quiet. When they're quiet, just human nature, somebody's going to start talking. And oftentimes that's us, the consumers, that start talking. And then we talk about something or we admit to something that we didn't mean to do. So throw out that offer, $200. They're going to say, no way, can't do $200. And then they may counter offer you. If they start to counter offer you, you've already won. So if you owe them $800, you offer $200, and then they counter offer to $600, you've already won because now you don't owe $8, or you won't pay $8 anyway. You'll pay $600 at the maximum. So when they make that offer to you, I'm gonna suggest to you that again, you go ahead and counter their counter offer. So you offered $200, they came back and said $600. You say to them, especially if you're absolutely going to pay and you can do this, you say to them, I'm gonna tell you this, give them an odd number. I learned this from a man named Tony Patton. Give them an odd number. We weren't talking about collections. We were talking about something else, dealing in business. But I want you to do this. I want you to give them an odd number, not say they say 600 and then you come back and say 400. That makes it seem as though I have money. I've got money in my pocket and I can pay you whatever I want to pay you. I can probably pay the whole amount. That's what it sounds like to somebody on the other end. So you don't want to come back with that. You want to come back with a number like, $430. So you come back and say they counter offer you the 600 and you say, I can pay $430. If you want to expand on it, you say, man, I really don't have that money. I really don't. I said, but I can scrounge up possibly $430. Now that's an odd number. It's not a odd number as in, it's 27 or 29 bucks, but it's an odd number for somebody in negotiations. A 450 would be something that people would consider an even number. Saying 400 is an even number. Saying 500, that's an even number. But if you come and you say 430 bucks, even though the people don't acknowledge it or realize it in their head, that is odd to them. That speaks to this person can only really get me 430 bucks, and they may actually take your offer. Now, if they take your offer of 430 off of an $800 debt, you just saved yourself 370 bucks. So you won. As far as I'm concerned, you won in that particular situation. So that's what I want you to do when it comes to dealing with your collections. If you have something specific that you want to talk to me about when it comes to collections or anything credit related, please give me an email, get on my schedule, 800creditscoreman@gmail.com. Get on my schedule. I will gladly give you a free consult. So shoot me an email, and we can get together and talk about it. Especially if it's something specific. This $800 one doesn't work for you. Maybe you owe somebody $4,300. Maybe you owe somebody, I don't know, $8,000. You want to see about how you're supposed to go about trying to get them to lower that amount. Then shoot me an email, and I will absolutely do my best to try to help you out with that. So I want you to go ahead and do that because it's the end of the quarter. You can do it on Monday. What's Monday? The 19th. You can do it on Monday. I always suggest when you do it toward the end of the quarter that you don't give them a whole bunch of time, just in case they want to, go talk to the supervisor, mull it over for a day or whatever. You don't give them a lot of time to do so. Because the limited time that they have, they may go ahead and accept your offer. Also, when you do it this way, these people that collect on you, they know if you get off that phone and you say, I'm going to pay it and I'll pay it in 2 weeks, then because if they counter offer you say 430 and they say, no, we can't do that. We got to stick at 600. It's like, I can't do that. Maybe I can. I don't think I can do that. If you do it that way, they absolutely know that in a week, 2 weeks, you're going to forget about them, or you're not going to have that money to pay them, and you may never call them back again. So they know that, so they'll try to get it done for you right away. When you're making this negotiation as well, you want to ask them to remove it from your credit report. You want to make that clear up front that you want it removed from your credit report. And once they accept your offer of $430, you say, I would gladly pay it as soon as I get confirmation from you that it's going to be $430 that's going to settle this account, as well as you're going to remove it from my credit report. So I'll await your email. You send me an email, I'll gladly pay you. If you want to do it right now and send me that email, when I see it, I'll pay you right on the phone. If you're going to be 2 hours before you send me that email, once you send me the email with that confirmation, I'll call back. What's your extension? What's the person's name? Because you want to deal with the same person when you call back, and you want to deal with the same person that you got your deal with. So that's how I want you to deal with your collections. And this is part of your spring cleaning. This is part of that. So make sure that you follow those. And if you have any questions at all, please just go ahead and send me an email, 800creditscoreman@gmail.com. All right, so let's jump into, let me shoot out a couple of more shout outs right quick. I want to shout out Sanika Johnson. She celebrated her birthday. Happy birthday. Donna Brownnack celebrated her birthday. Happy birthday to you, Donna Brownnack. And Tanya Young is celebrating her birthday. So happy birthday to you as well, Tanya Young. All right, so it's almost halfway through the show. I can't believe it already. So let's go ahead and jump into the question of the day. The question of the day is brought to you by Cute as a Cupcake, Cupcakery and Bake Shop, where the cupcakes are more than just cute, they're delicious. Get by Cute as a Cupcake at 2008 West 81st in Maryville, Indiana. That's 2008 West 81st in Maryville, Indiana. Cute as a Cupcake. I promise you will not be disappointed. All right, so our question of the day actually comes from Darius. Darius and not Darius.